All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome back. August 20th, I guess it is. Holy crap.
Damn.
Yeah. Wednesday, the 20th. Still up to camp. I don't know if I'm ever coming back. but
Hey, easy with that talk.
just because I got up here doesn't mean I can't connect with Steve. So here we go. We've got Steve Rosenberg back for a little bit more today. I know you guys enjoy having him. I enjoy shooting the shit and always elevates the experience here when you jump in, Steve. So thank you. So how are things going on your end? Thank you for, first of all, thanks for coming to the wedding. We enjoyed having you, and a lot of people loved meeting you. And I know you enjoyed the cigar lounge. My dad was over there as well. So you guys, looks like you guys had a blast.
Yeah. I thought at one point I thought we were going to go to a bar fight with your dad and go beat up some people the way the conversation was going. I was like, this guy's ready to get into a bar fight with someone, man. We got to get in the car and go.
Well, you can't. You
It
wouldn't.
was it was a great. First of all, thanks for having us. It was a great wedding, great time.
Yeah.
You know, met a lot of new people, saw some old faces, some friends, and it was really good, man. It was you guys put on a great event, and I'm glad you did it in the summer, not the winter. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. So that was great. Basically, as soon as we were done with that, I had to hightail it onto a plane, get back to Houston. Everybody was coming into town for not Mach 5, sorry, ground school. And for those that don't know, ground school is something that we do for the current coaching clients. And it's every quarter. And every quarter, it's a 2-day event that is on a different topic. So quarter one is marketing. Quarter two is sales. This quarter was operations and scaling. And then December will be leadership. And dude, I'll tell you what, man. I don't know if it's kind of like when something marinates, it gets better over time. These seem to be getting better and better every time. We had a full house. I mean, it was packed, and all coaching clients, which is a great feeling because everyone has known each other. They see each other online, 2-dimensional. Now they actually get to shake hands, which is, to me, what a lot of this is about. It's I think as entrepreneurs, we're kind of in a bubble. We're on an island, and we don't always get to engage with the people that we talk to, and then you actually get to see them.
Right.
A few people that were there, Danny, that
Chavez?
was Chavez Ray in Denver. There was a guy that was there that, dude, they were like neighbors. They didn't even know.
No kidding.
And they started talking about collaborating and sharing some business with each other. So that's what it's about, right? It's community. It's about creating community and learning. This was about systems and scaling. So I had Errol Allen come, and man, he knocked it out of the park when it came to systems, processes, building your processes. And then, Pete Newbig, my best friend, he has a virtual assistant company. Dude, he came in, talked about, well, first, it was interesting because Pete and I got up there and we talked about how we built our company and the mistakes that we made while building our company. Right. So we got people to have a behind the scenes look into our business, how we did it, the mistakes we made. They got to see how and why Pete and I were such a great team because we're so polar opposite. He and I are completely different people, which is really what you need when it comes to building, a successful business. And that was day one, man. Day one was freaking awesome. Day two got better, man. It really, Pete came in and talked about what does it take to build a championship team. He talked about core values, the pillars of your business. How do you instill those? How do you do training? How do you onboard your team? How do you have weekly meetings with them? I mean, he really dug in, man. He talked for hours. And then I did all on disc profiling. Then at the end of the day, we finished it with everybody got to build a process in their business. Me, Pete, and Errol, they all got huge sheets of white paper and they just started drawing and we were going around explaining it to him. And I tell you what, man, you know, when you just see these light bulb moments going off in people, like, and
Yeah.
you know, the bunkers were there, you know,
Yeah.
Alex, you know, was there,
Good.
Larry
That's
White,
tough.
Peter, Christian. I mean,
Roberto came down or came over.
Roberto came down. He joined the group. He came down.
Yeah.
He hung out. And you know what was interesting, Bob, is, you know, I'm sitting there talking to people, and I'm like, okay, so, you know, a lot of the looks on people's faces are like, fuck, like, what else don't I know? And so
Right.
I asked, you know, Michelle Bunker was there, and I said, how long you been in business? And she's like, you know, 33 years. Danny, 20 something years.
Yeah.
Daniel does skylights 20. And I said, 20 something years. Let's just say on average 25 years. There was about 6 or 7 that have been in business over 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And I said, this process took you an hour. I
Right.
said, you have not done this for 20 years. It took you a fucking hour. What
Yeah.
else don't you know? And I said, here's a better question. How much money have you lost in 20 something years because you didn't take an hour out of your day to create this process? How many millions of dollars have slipped through the cracks because you didn't take the time to work on your business because you thought it was more important to work in your business?
Yeah.
And they were like, we get it. It was a good, and it wasn't like a mean thing. It was like a shit, man. Like, you guys built successful businesses, but how much more successful would they be if you just took some time to work on the business, get in the right rooms with the right people? This was 2 days that we showed you how to do this. It says a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tremendous. Yeah. I was thinking that, first of all, I wanted to be there. I saw the reel, and I was like, damn, full house, you know,
Full
which is
house,
great.
brother.
Yeah. But, you know, I would have been there, and I will be in December, but, I really, really missed, being there and hanging out. And it kind of goes nicely with what I had lined up to talk about today. And, you know, you and I kind of jump on randomly, and I reached out this morning and said, hey, jump on if you can. And we're talking about relationships that elevate you today is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. And, you know, you've heard that expression, show me your 5 closest relationships, and I'll show you your future. And the last 10 days or 7 or 8 days, I've been talking about building a better you. And it can't be built in isolation, right? And you got to go to the stuff. You got to go to the events and the networking and the ground school and our 2-day takeoff summit. And I'm not trying to sell people on this, but there's just a glaring example of what I wanted to talk about today, because you can't build a better you in the wrong crowd, right? And it's interesting. Like I looked around on Saturday night at the wedding. I just kind of stepped off to the side and looked at the group of people that were there. And no disrespect to anybody that wasn't, or people that used to be maybe a friend or acquaintance that I would invite to a wedding. But the people that were there, I looked around and I'm like, yep, client, business associate, friend, client that's become a friend, people that have all helped in some way to level me up, or vice versa. And those are the people that I wanted around and have become the closest to me. It doesn't mean I made phone calls and said, hey, we're not friends no more. But it does mean that I may have set some boundaries with people that I no longer give a lot of my time to. So talk for a second, Steve, if you will, about, you know, what that means and how important that is as you go through the personal and business development journey, is just being around the right people.
Look, man, it is everything, right? I mean, listen, you know, if you truly believe that what you're doing is different, right? Then you have to do different things, because if you are only basing what you do, your life, your business, on revenue, you're a commodity, which means
Right.
I can put you on a list on Amazon and I can go, yep, he's 2 cents cheaper, I'm going with him. But we don't do that. We work on our differentiators of who we are and our relationships. So to your point, if you looked at your surroundings that you were in, completely different probably group of people than maybe would have been there 10 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
At your wedding. And, this is something I talked about at the ground school. I said, look around at the people that I would say are your peers, right? At this time, right here, these are your peers. This is the circle that's going to move you forward. There are circles that are going to keep you stagnant, circles that will move you backwards, and there are circles that move you forward. I said, so you guys are swimming in a new pool, because many of you, before I brought this group together, you guys didn't know each other.
Right.
But now you guys are all friends. So it's a new pool that we're swimming in. And my point is when you jump into a new pool, which part of you gets wet first? Front part, the back part, the feet, the head? Or is it your whole body gets wet because you're jumping and swimming in a new pool? So I think that my point is when you are swimming in a new pool of new people, there are people that are detractors in your life, right? We all have them that we have to get away from. They're negative energy. They're bad. They always have fucking problems and bullshit and issues and reasons why they've got these problems. And then there's the people that elevate you, that want to see you do better. They want to see you succeed. They say, man, dude, come on, you got this. We have a choice who we want to be around. Most of the people on this call, I would say, are probably doing what they need to do to be better. It's probably why they're listening to us.
Yeah.
And so it's everything. Your environment is everything. If you take a tree and you plant the seed, and that seed is watered with negative thoughts every single day, what happens? Well, you have a negative tree. That tree is our brain. So if you are constantly feeding your mind with negative thoughts, negative actions, you are going to be a negative person. It's not rocket science. I mean, it is very simple.
Yeah. Simply put, you are what you surround yourself with. I believe that big time. And the other thing I say oftentimes is perception is reality, right? If you're around someone and everyone else's perception of them is that they're losers, right? Hang out with 5, losers, you'll be the 6. Hang out with 5 winners, you'll be the 6. That kind of thing. There's energy, like similar to what you said. There's people that drain your energy, and there's people that give you energy. People that I want to be around, the people that challenge me, that encourage me. Don't buy my bullshit. Call me on my stuff. You do that. You're like, well, that sounds like an excuse to me, and I'm like, damn, I think he's right. Those are the people you want out. It comes from a place of caring. It comes from someone wanting you to get better, not someone who wants to complain or gossip or discourage or keep you at a place where they feel more comfortable. Because when you grow, oftentimes it highlights that they're not, right?
Yeah. And look, you talked about your 5 friends. I'll go a step further. I could probably guarantee if I look at the 5 people that you hang around with, their bank accounts, yours is probably similar.
Yeah.
So the question is do you want to hang around with 8, 9-figure friends to figure out how do they have an 8 or 9-figure business?
Right.
Or do you want to hang around with people that are fucking scrapping by, riding the bus every day, and they got nothing but problems?
Yeah.
It's a choice, And listen, man, I don't know about you. One of the things I am focusing on is 1000% for me, right? Is being a better version of me. And every day, as people that know me know, I'm very strict in my regime. Like, I get up at 3:45. I was driving back from the gym. You're like, hey man, you want to hop on this call? Fuck yeah, let's do it. I'm in my car coming home from the gym. I got shit to do. I'll be flying to Munich tonight, Germany. Listen, I'm very regimented. So the people that I want to allow in my circle, I can't have bullshit. I can't have drama. I can't have people that are telling me what's wrong. You can't have that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. And you guys shouldn't want that either. And like, the whole reason, and I've said this before, we talked about the conference and, we sold out of the VIP Elite, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We have some VIP left, I think. And then we have general admission. And selfishly, the speakers that are coming, which, we have 14 speakers. These are selfishly people that I want to hang around with. I want you to hang out with them. I want Bubba. I want Richard. my old business partner, Pete, Lee Labrada, Eli Wild, Jason Cisneros, all these guys are people that I'm like, these guys are cool guys. And you know what's cool is they want to hang out with us.
Yeah.
They're like, Steve, I am looking forward. They're like, I'm not just coming and speaking and fucking punching out. They're like, Steve, I want to hang out.
Right.
Because everyone that's coming to this conference as a speaker is doing it because I asked them as a favor.
Yeah.
They're not charging me. They're like, Steve, you are doing such amazing work. You are helping people. We love what you're doing, and we want to be a part of it. That, I gotta say, that makes you feel good. It's not like, well, how much do I make? And I'm like, look, there's no selling. I don't want to sell there. I just want to educate. I want these people to walk in one person, and I want them to walk out a completely different person that has the courage, the identity, the belief, and the network to go fucking kick the shit out of 2026. Because either you are kicking or you are getting kicked. It's one or the other. And that's reality.
Yeah. It's funny how, I mean, when we get together and talk, like, I'm like, damn, that's the next thing I was going to say in my notes. Because the next thing out of my notes is literally be intentional, and proximity is power. And you're intentional about that, right? Like what you just said, you're not, this isn't you just bumbling through life, right? We talk a lot about a lot of things, and here we are telling people to elevate their relationships and take them to a new level. How you do that, guys, is you invest in a mentor, you invest in a coach, you get, and hey, if for some reason you're not able to do that, you get in a community and you start there. You look at your friendships, okay, and make sure they align with the future that you're building, okay? And like Steve said, look around at the 5 people that are around you. Probably can guess that your bank account is probably the same as theirs or worse. So today, I'd ask you guys to look at 3 people who lift you up. Okay, make 2 lists. 3 people who lift you up is one. Okay, the second one is 3 people who drain you. You've got them. You know who they are. And then spend more intentional time with the people who lift you up, and less time with the people who don't, the drainers. Okay, set some boundaries. It's not like, hey, Johnny, you ain't friends anymore. See ya. Right? It's not that. It's maybe just limiting some time or making some decisions to do something that, as I always say, moves the needle for you, because you can't build a better you in a wrong environment, I'm sorry. Get around people who remind you of your future. And looking back, now that we're approaching September, I challenge you guys to take a look at take some time today and look at the goals you set in January or February or even before that. At the end, we do ours at the end of 2024, the end of the year. Okay. All right. So guys, take a look at that today. Steve, I would venture a guess to say not too many weeks go by where I couldn't look at every interaction you have across the board with people. And they're just high level people. And I don't mean like elitism or anything like that. I just mean they're doers. They're people that create action, make waves, do things, right?
Yeah, listen, and I don't think I wish I could say my life was by design, right? As we know, bad things can happen. Right. And I've had bad things happen to me. And you can't change bad things happening to you. You can only change how you handle it when it happens, which is what I call the 0 moment. So based on your 0 moment, which we all have, you've got to ask yourself, okay, who do I want to be around and whispering in my ear? Listen, you talked about the 3, I call them value add, value detractors in your life. Yeah. We all have value detractors. Sadly, we are probably related to some of those people that do not want to see us succeed. Somebody's got to fucking be related to somebody. You may be related to them. Some of you may be married to them. I don't know. But the reality is not everybody wants to see you successful, because it puts a spotlight on them and go, well, fuck, if Bob did it, God damn it, maybe I need to start really thinking about my life. It's better for them to say, see, Bob, I told you you shouldn't have done it. You should just stayed here and had a job, because that's what we do. And, yes, I completely always focus on surrounding myself. But you know what I also do is I make it a point to try to elevate anyone I'm around. And I don't do it for self-serving. I just think sometimes we all need to hear something, like we can do it, right? Because it's like there's so much negativity. Our brains, 70% of the words that go through our brain, which I believe are about 1,500 words a minute, are negative. 70% are negative. So for us to think negative and find negative people is natural. It's actually completely natural. So what we are all doing is going against the grain. And I look at it as this, there's a theory called brick by brick. And brick by brick is, for those watching, Bob and I are a brick in your life. It may be just this live. It may be coaching for a year. It may be friends for life. We're all just bricks. You take those bricks and you do one of two things with it. Number one, you either build a platform to elevate yourself up, or number two, you take all those bricks that you've gotten, depending on who's handed them to you, and you build a wall around yourself, which is basically like a prison. Same bricks, depends on what you want to do with it. And, the thing that I've seen, Bob, and this is something that I've learned, again, I don't think of myself as this coach or guru. I'm just a normal person. I'm a product of the product, right? I fucking do it every day. I am coached. I will tell you guys right now, if your coach doesn't have a coach, you should fire that guy. Because you're like, well, what are you doing to be better? You're teaching me shit from 2020, 2015. I know that. I've been there. I want to go where I haven't been, right? And most people do not teach or talk about what you and I do, and Bubba and Richard, and we, listen, I share, you guys see, behind the scenes, I share a lot of the stuff that I learn.
Yeah.
And they don't teach this for one of two reasons. Either one, they don't know it, or number two, they don't want you to know it, and they want you to be dependent upon them.
Right.
And that way you have to keep coming back to them for help, because it's self-serving them. And that either one of those, I think, is ethically and morally wrong. Why is it bad to elevate someone and say, dude, good job, bro. Fucking hey, man. Even if they say, hey, Steve, you know what? I've learned everything I've needed from you. This has been great. I love you, but I'm moving on. I would say, dude, that is awesome. I can't keep you in fucking junior high if you're 30 years old. I'm going to go, dude, it's time to go, man. You got to go to fucking high school, man. It's like, no, I like this chair. I like this seat. I'm the toughest guy in junior high. You can't be that person, right? And so when you think about it, we should all of us should be elevating each other to become better versions of ourselves, right? You see someone, don't be jealous of them. Be envious of saying, man, how can I do this? And listen, I will tell you, and you know this, anytime someone reaches out to me and asks me, I freaking always respond, and I will always help them. Yeah. Because it's the right thing to do. It's ethically and morally. That's just how I was raised from my parents, saying, look, if somebody takes the time and asks you for help, you fucking help them. Yeah. Because there's a reason. It takes a lot for someone. Look, I gotta say, like, for someone to take their time, send me a message or text me or call me or an email, that takes a lot of guts, really. You know what I mean? And when you think about it, to call you and say, hey, Bob, I don't know you. I've been watching you. I need help. But, and if you don't do it, you're just reinforcing the fact that they suck. Right. And they're going, fuck, man, this guy won't even respond to me. I got to pay him fucking 50 grand just to get his attention. I don't think that's right. That, and again, that's just me. And that's how you and I have become friends. And I think being around that, that level of giving back, listen, the biggest currency that we have is human currency, which is trust. Yeah. And unfortunately, there is a lack of trust in society today, especially in this online world. I've learned when I was at your wedding, I had a lot of people that would come up and talk to me, and we'd shoot the shit. And they're like, dude, like, you're just like a normal guy, man. Like, I didn't really know what to think of you. Even your family was scared of me at first. And now they're like, man, dude, you're like a normal guy. I'm like, fucking normal guy, man. I'm just like you. I'm no different. They're like, we thought you'd be a little more standoffish. I'm like, no, I'm fine.
I was just glad you had something on. I'm glad you were wearing something with sleeves. You know, it's good.
Well, I was trying to cut it, but I had bad scissors in the, flying up. I couldn't cut it.
Dude, good stuff. I appreciate it. Like I've often said, I think it's our job to either work ourselves out of a job as a coach or level up with our clients. And we do that all the time. You're doing it. I'm doing it. Everything you get, I get. I'm down here going, nom, 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 and eating all that stuff up. So it's good stuff. I feel like me personally, just in a spot where just going like that. And I thank you for that and appreciate you making sure that I get included in all the great things that you're doing. So it's been a fun ride so far. So
yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
And obviously looking forward to the conference, obviously.
Sure.
Sold a bunch of tickets at the event, which is awesome. It's just, dude, it's just a good feeling when people believe in what you're doing. Like everybody wants someone to believe in them, right? Even me, right? If I said I'm doing this conference and fucking crickets and no one shows up, I'd be like, fuck, maybe I don't help people as much as I thought I did, right? Maybe I suck, right?
Right.
But the fact that we've had so many people, I mean, I've got friends that I know back in LA that I grew up with. I don't even think they're in fucking business, to be honest with you. And they're buying tickets like, dude, I'm coming to hang out. I'm like, this is for business. They're like, dude, Lee LeBron is going to be there. I want to hang out with Lee. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Everybody gets something different, and it feels good.
Yeah.
You and I again, you, Bob, Bubba, you guys, Richard, everybody, like, we all elevate each other, and I think that's great. I'm no better than you guys, right? We all fucking sleep, we all wake up, we're all the same people, just trying to live a better life. That's all we're trying to do. And nobody's better than anyone else, man. I'm just a firm believer of that.
Well, I want to be respectful of your time. You said you had a few minutes. I've taken all of that and then some. So thank you. I appreciate you jumping on. Guys, take a look at the three friends and three people that you spend the most time with, okay? Or at least identify three people that give you energy. Identify three people that don't. Pour into the ones that do, and maybe set a few boundaries with the ones that don't. Steve, I appreciate you. Thanks for jumping on. Hope you had a good workout, guys. We're up here in Northern Maine. We're headed out for a walk up over the hill this morning, move thy body type thing, and we'll go from there. So, Steve, thank you. Guys, I appreciate you. We'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same station. Take care.